I literally just saw like the tumblers and everybody that are going after Lackey, who she's disappointed in the past, and I found Kinsey Hope in her account, and Gender Bitch was trash talking her on Tumblr and everything, and I was sitting there looking at it, and it was just okay. We consider her problematic. Like there's a bunch of people that think that they've encountered what they perceive as problems in her writing, and I'm like, well, I mean, cool. There, I'm just my fuck you to this though is that the people that are going up against it are people like Kinsey Hope, who I used to have my issues with Kiwi Farms turning people into LOL cows, but if there's a LOL cow to throw up as an example, Kinsey Hope basically fucking takes the cake for that shit, who and totally has it coming. I mean, I've had such intensely unpleasant conversations with her that I didn't want to interrogate it or anything, like, and poke the bear or much of anything in the discussions that I had with her. But like noticing her on like the outer edge of like orbiting around me, and seeing that this person was like on my Tumblr, basically, and very closely, so like it just seemed like this person came onto my radar for a reason, basically, and then I poke the bear a little bit, and I asked her, given the implications of everything I'm reading on her page, uh, like realistically speaking, if I have a very strong preference for pale skin, and I'm experiencing basically limp dick when it comes to people with like really dark skin colors, and I'm not, my partner is a little bit darker than, she's Mediterranean, so it's not a little bit dark, but not much. But like, and that doesn't bother me. She's very pretty, but the thing is beautiful, really. Terminology wise, because there's more to it than just the way that she did outward appearance. But yeah, what these guys like Gender Bitch, like Kinsey Hope, like how would I characterize this person? I would characterize her as somebody that would respond to you. Well, if you're experiencing this sort of lack of attraction to people that are of black skin color, even if you don't have a problem with black people and you're like friends with them, and you don't have a problem with the idea of black women, and being friends with one of them and everything, and in fact you like music that is produced by Billy Myers and everything, but you're not into them in that kind of way sexually, well then you're a monster. And I started interrogating and asking this because of the fact that I was well aware that there were that there were trans people that were trying to like bully lesbians into sleeping with them, and the trans people just didn't have, they were just popular enough, but not too popular, that they couldn't actually go out and confront those, the bad apples, or they risked, you know setting the whole movement back by a huge amount. And Kinsey Hope is like just awful, and when you like, I really could see her being that way, you terrible person that you're not, turned on by dick. Kinsey Hope was like this, and it was like, like she doesn't even believe that like people should have like preferences, or that having preferences is okay. Like she wants you to see it like, if I've got a preference, then I need to learn how to use Pavlovian reassociation in order to retrain my brain to be attracted to everything, so that I want to fuck everything with two legs and a cunt, basically. And then it doesn't matter what the shade of the what shade of skin they've got, how they look outwardly. You know what I mean? Like that's Kinsey Hope. That's the way that she actually thinks, and that's how pass in her book. I mean, I wish I wish my portrayal of this fucking LOL cow were inaccurate, and that she didn't totally deserve the Kiwi Farms fucking shit about her an account on there. And I mean, I know that I've trash talked Kiwi Farms. I'm not a big fan of what they do a lot of the time, but in this case, I mean, it's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna make my limited endorsement of going after this fucker. and I say this because I just begin to realize that she's calling Mercedes Lackey out and being like, people thought you were better than this, and I'm like, well, you're a piece of shit, and I don't see like like you don't get held to a particularly high standard, but you don't seem to have any problem holding everybody else to a ridiculously high standard, Kinsey. You know, and and that's the type of person that we're up against with this particular account, and she totally deserves the Kiwi Farms shit that was thrown in her direction. I mean, it's totally fair. And so when she's calling Mercedes Lackey out, now that I know what it is and what she's about, like I go and I read the shit where she's talking about how fucked up she is. Like I can't take it seriously because my brain is like, Kinsey is fucked up. Kinsey has never had to be the better person, in her whole existence, and now she gets to just bask in the glory of it, and like I just yeah, that particular account is peddling some really fucked up shit where you're not even allowed to have like personal preferences about what you're attracted to, or you're a monster. Like I wish I were lying to you about her. I wish that I were being uncharitable to them about their perspective, but I'm not, and it's horrifying.